Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Sunday, June the 22nd, our last NBA video of the season because we got Game 7 of the NBA Finals on Sunday night. This is the end of the season. This is winner take all. I don't think anyone expected it to get to this point. I don't think anyone expected this series to go to a Game 7. It's been 9 years since we've had an NBA Finals go to Game 7, but this finals has definitely exceeded expectations. The Pacers have just hung around and continued to fight. Nobody probably thought that OKC or the Indiana would be able to force a Game 7 on OKC. I think a lot of people thought OKC would sweep or OKC would win in 5, but the Pacers just continue to defy the odds, and they forced a Game 7 on Sunday night. Hopefully we get a really good competitive game. Obviously, last game on Thursday or Friday, whenever it was, last game was a blowout, which is kind of unfortunate, but we'll see how this Game 7 goes on Sunday. Do have two player props that I like for today's game that we're going to break down and talk about in this video, guys. So before we get started, make sure that you hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure to sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup. You're going to get $50 in lineups instantly added to your account, free lineups that you can use to play with, hopefully win money off of, and start to build up your bankroll over on Prizepicks. And another incentive to sign up for Prizepicks right now, they have a free square available for this game. As you can see, SGA's points prop is set at 0.5, and this is a free pick for everyone. Both new users and existing users get access to this free square. So this is another incentive to sign up for Prizepicks right now. Use this free square. And again, if you don't have an account on Prizepicks, sign up and use that promo code NOAH. So that way you get those $50 worth of free lineups and you'll get access to this free square. And then I do also want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over there. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. So whatever you put in on your first deposit, Sleeper will match it up to $100. If you put in $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. And if you guys don't know what Sleeper is, they're a DFS pick'em app. They're very similar to Prizepicks. You just pick more or less on player projections. You build out your lineup. You can do up to an 8-pick lineup on Sleeper, win up to 100 extra money. You can mix and match sports as well. And one of the biggest benefits of playing on Sleeper, they do a ton of promotions, a ton of discounts throughout the week. They're always giving discounted player props, giving payout boosts, multiplier boosts, protected plays. They give those all during the week. So check out Sleeper, guys. Download their app. Use promo code NOAH when you do sign up. But let's go ahead and talk about some plays that I like for Game 7 on Sunday. Now, I do want to recap our plays from our last video, which was on, I believe it was Friday was Game 6, or Thursday or Friday, whenever Game 6 was. We gave out two plays for Game 6. We hit one of our plays, but unfortunately we missed on the other. The play that missed was Alex Caruso's over fantasy score at, I think the line was at 23.5 or 24.5. Really like that play on Caruso, but didn't come through. OKC got blown out. The game was not even competitive. And it's tough, you take an over on a guy whose team loses by 30 points. I don't think they lost by 30, but it was trending that way. It's just, things aren't going to work out for you. I don't think any of the OKC starters played in the fourth quarter. If you had any overs on OKC in Game 6, you probably lost because I would assume most of the OKC guys went under their projections because of the blowout. So that was kind of unfortunate. Hopefully we get a more competitive game here on Sunday. Again, Game 7. Winner take all. This is going to be a big time game, intense game, down to the wire. Let's see if we can find two winners here. So first prop that I like for this game is going to be another fantasy score. We're going to look at a fantasy score prop on Jalen Williams, and I like Jalen Williams for more than 38.5 fantasy score. So Jalen Williams, if you look at what he's done in this series, he's not gone over this fantasy score line a ton. I think he's only gone over this line twice in the 6 games versus Indiana. Had 33.8 in Game 1, and then 33.5, 36.7, 35.9, 55.2, 18.1. In the games where he has gone under, besides last game, in the games where he has gone under, they haven't been by much, just like a few points. But he had that huge game in Game 5 where he scored 40 points, and then obviously last game was just a huge letdown for him and for the entire OKC team. Only 18 fantasy points in 27 minutes for J-Dub, but now we got a Game 7 pretty much must-win game for both these teams. Obviously, we're going to see starters playing pretty big minutes here. Like coaches, they're going to be very tight to if guys aren't playing well, like they're going to be very tight to pull the plug on bench players. I think you could definitely see multiple guys on OKC play over 40 minutes. I think you could definitely see a few guys on Indiana play over 40 minutes. And these are two teams that like to use their bench. Like these are two teams that like to kind of run deep rotations. They don't love playing their starters huge minutes, but we've reached game 7 now at this point. You got to put your best players on the floor for as many minutes as possible. I'm expecting some really big minutes here for Jalen Williams. We saw in the game where he scored 40 points. He played 35 minutes in that game. He played 36 minutes a game before that. He's consistently been playing about 36 minutes a night in this series. I think there's a good chance he plays closer to the 40-minute mark. I think 38, 39 minutes is a more realistic projection for Williams here. And this is a player that throughout his career has been a productive player when he gets minutes. He averages well over a fantasy point per minute. In the regular season, he averaged 1.24 fantasy points per minute. In the playoffs, he's averaged 1.13 fantasy points per minute. This is just a low line on J-Dub if we assume he's playing like 38 to 39 minutes, which I think if this game's competitive, he probably will. And even if this game turns into a blowout, which hopefully it doesn't, but if this game does turn into a blowout, teams are going to be very quick, or they're not going to be very quick to pull the plug. Like they're going to leave their guys in the game as long as possible. Like if it's a 20-point game with 2 minutes left, then they might pull the plug. But if it's a 20-point game with 5 minutes left, like you're not going to see teams pulling their starters in that type of scenario. Like it would have to get really out of hand for coaches to pull their starters or pull the plug early. Like we saw, obviously OKC pulled the plug after the third quarter, didn't even play their guys in the fourth quarter. That's not going to happen today with it being, game 7, winner take all. So expecting some big minutes here for J-Dub. I think he bounces back after his bad game last game. Really, everyone on OKC was terrible last game. I don't think anyone had a good game for the most part. So expecting J-Dub to play a lot better here at home in a game 7. And again, this is a player that throughout his career has averaged well over a fantasy point per minute. Probably plays close to 40 minutes tonight. I like him for more than 38.5 fantasy score. And then the other prop that I like is another fantasy score prop. And we're going to take Andrew Nembhard for more than 23 fantasy score. Now, this was a prop that I did give out in my Patreon last game. It was the line was at 21.5 last game, so it was definitely better value then. But even at 23 tonight, I still like it. So we did see Andrew Nembhard have 31 fantasy points last game. And in the games where he had gone under, like if you look at these 3 games where he went under, he was still playing really big minutes. So like in game 3, when he went under, he still played 33 minutes. Game 4, he played 36 minutes. Game 5, he played 36 minutes. And then last game, 31 minutes. But he would have played more than 31 minutes had the game been competitive. He got subbed out like early in the fourth quarter. He was pacing to play 35, 36 minutes again last game. So I think we're going to see Andrew Nembhard play like 35, 36 minutes here, maybe more. Andrew Nembhard's been really good for Indiana in the playoffs. He's historically been a guy that's played well in the postseason. He's a really good defender. He's been tasked with guarding SGA, and he's actually done a pretty good job defensively on SGA in this series. So Nembhard's minutes are very secure. Obviously, he has to avoid foul trouble, and guarding SGA will definitely bring in foul trouble risk. But Nembhard's done a really good job staying out of foul trouble in this series. Hopefully I don't jinx him, and hopefully he stays out of foul trouble here. But if we're getting 35, 36 minutes from Andrew Nembhard, I just think 23 fantasy score is a little bit of a low line on him. This is a player that he's averaged about 0.8 fantasy points per minute throughout his career. In the regular season, Nembhard averaged 0.83 fantasy points per minute, and so far in the playoffs, he's averaged 0.8 fantasy points per minute. So he's been producing right around his normal rate that he did in the regular season. Now, obviously, in this series, he might not produce at the same rate because this is definitely a tougher matchup. OKC is one of the best defensive teams, so it's not surprising to see Nembhard have some down games against OKC. But I do think if we continue to get 35, 36 minutes from Nembhard, he's going to go over 23 fantasy score more times than not. Like if you look this playoffs, when he's played at least 34 minutes, he's had 28.6, 22.8, 14.1, 20.4, but then 38.9, 21.6, 42, 32, 34, 49, and 21 fantasy score. And like a lot of the games where he went under, one game he had 21 fantasy score, but he shot like 2 for 9. Another game he went under, he had 22.8, so like he went under by 0.2 or 0.3. Like a lot of the games where he had gone under, even with 34 plus minutes, were not by much. It just took like maybe another rebound or maybe another assist for him to go over. But he played 36 minutes last game, was productive. He played 31 minutes last game, was very productive, had 31 fantasy points in those 31 minutes. he had played at least 36 minutes in back-to-back games. Those games were competitive. If this game's competitive, I think we're getting 35, 36 minutes from Nembhard. Even if it's a blowout, I still think he's probably playing like 33, 34 minutes. He's been really good in this series. He's been very valuable for Indiana because of his defense. He's a really good defender. And I think with Tyrese Halliburton kind of banged up right now, that's probably going to lead to a bigger role for Andrew Nembhard. We did see Andrew Nembhard have 13 potential assists last game. He was definitely bringing the ball up the floor more. He was handling more. Tyrese Halliburton was playing more off ball. So if we continue to see that, like if Halliburton's strain, or I think it's a calf strain that he's dealing with, if Halliburton's calf strain continues to bother him a little bit and he's not quite able to be as ball dominant as he normally would be, that's probably going to lead to more Andrew Nembhard running the offense, picking up some more usage, which was kind of the case last game. Again, he had 13 potential assists. He had the ball in his hands a lot. So I do like this play on Andrew Nembhard. We're going to take him for more than 23 fantasy scores. So we got 2 plays here for Game 7 of the NBA Finals on Sunday night. Last NBA video of the season, guys. It's kind of sad that the NBA season's come to an end, but it's been a fun season. This has been a really good playoffs. It's been a really good game, finals series. Didn't think we'd get a Game 7, but here we are, and hopefully we get a good competitive game on Sunday night. It's been a while since we've had a Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Like I said, it's been 9 years. Cavs Warriors in 2016. That was the last time we had a Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and we all saw how memorable that game was. So hopefully we get a good down to the wire competitive game, and we get a fun matchup here. But that's what I got, guys, for this video on Sunday for Game 7. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure that, again, you hit that like button down below for me. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. Again, when you play $5, you'll get $50 in lineups instantly added to your account when you sign up for Prizepicks with code NOAH. And use that SGA free square, 0.5 points on SGA. That's a free pick for everyone. Make sure to play that as well. But good luck, guys. Let's win some money tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video.